you want it. Yeah. So just that, the powerboard, charger, and yeah, I'll leave the box then.
Oh, the little paddle box? Yes, they do that.
So you put it in the public.
Everything can go in, beautiful.
But yeah, just like, yeah, it's pretty easy to pack up and then bring it back.
It's brilliant.
I'll let you know the address.
Or when you get back there, get your dad to send it to us.
Yeah, is that your number?
Yeah. Oh, he's messaging me now.
Cool, thank you very much.
Awesome. Cool, let's go.
Alright.
Got a pretty nice now. Oh, we're live now.
So?
This is pretty nice and warm.
Yeah, nice. That's not as bad as I thought. Cool, nice meeting Adam.
Alright, I'll see you next one.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Thanks.
I am, just so you know.
This is Tanner Curry.
G'day.
I think I met you a couple of times.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, I remember this is live, so
They still got commentary on it?
Yeah.
Where exactly are they doing it from? Up there or?
No, Ash's place.
Let's see that.
Quick little combo and then get one in the net.
so I don't fall out.
4-0.
Who?
Clarence. Again.
Oh, I thought for a minute they were winning. Did you hear about South Hobart? 0-0 with Riverside Olympia.
Really?
Yeah.
Even on the road, that's still ridiculous though, isn't it? I don't think Ken would be content with the draw tonight.
I just got a message.
Best luck, Jack.
empty.
Welcome to Lightwood Park for this round 18 NPL Tasmania matchup between the Kingborough Lions and the Olympia FC Warriors. Currently second in the table, the Warriors looking to get within 2 points of Devonport, who have the bye this weekend. I did particularly enjoy a comment I saw online this week saying, did Devonport have the bye in Hobart? I thought that was actually some intelligent conversation going on in Tasmanian football. It's very funny to hear, as once again you've just got myself, Paul Hunt, on commentary tonight. Andrew Cooling still feeling a bit under the weather, and after last night I'm surprised I've not got a cold either, but it's all good. Not as cold as it was last night out at KG Fog, where we saw the Zebras run out 2-1 winners over the Glenorchy Knights, and another night game here in Prospect. It should be a very, very good contest. Kingborough Lions in, well, just about the best form they've had this season, and indeed probably the best run of form I've seen them have in the couple of years I've been calling this particular competition. Gary Upton doing fantastic work down at the Den, solidifying that lineup, really looking to turn the corner, and they're threatening to knock down the Glenorchy Knights in 5th spot. They can jump above them with a victory here tonight. And there's all to play for both sides indeed, as we will quickly go through the lineups for you shortly. The players making their way out on the field. The Kingborough mascots, a personal favourite up here in the Slice of Cheese commentary box. We highlighted them last year. Do enjoy their work down there. It was in goal, number 1, Kenneth Perkinson. Their running form has coincided with his arrival from, I believe, North Carolina over in the States. He had one sort of mishap early on, but then a few imperious performances. It's been a real addition to this lineup. Number 3, James Hall, Nick Zammett, will no doubt occupy some of the fullback or wing positions, and then at centre-back, the stalk, Nick Cuthbertson, and the captain, Danny Cowan, moving back towards centre-back. In the last few years, he's sort of played half the season up front and half the season at centre-back. It's been a real pattern, I don't know too many players that have gone centre-back and striker. The only one that comes to mind is Dion Dublin, and that might be a bit too niche even for me. Early 90s Man United players already being referenced, but they have really solidified previously porous Kingborough Lions defence. The next 2 players, they star midfield imports, Horatio Gutierrez Jr. and Cameron Steele. I think Cameron Steele has been sneaky one of the best players in the NPL this season. Does a lot of the grunt work. He's a real box-to-box midfielder type. Been very impressed with his work over this season. The mercurial number 10, Chris Downs. Fantastic free kick taker, as well as patrolling that midfield. Jack Turner, the mid-season addition, again another player who's come into the lineup and really turned the fortunes of the club around. Returning to the Den, obviously played there in, I think, 2016. We have a crowd in attendance, many finding warmth inside. As we've got number 13 at Keenan Dowse, again one of the best right wingers going around, and Phil Cancels, who unfortunately has had a haircut. Can't quite claim salad contention anymore, but he's still a very promising winger, and I'm not surprised those Kingborough Lions faithful are around at the Willie Smith's shed end. with the fire pots. It's a nice warm spot to watch football from. Also a good view as well. On the bench, Joel Samet surprisingly seen him stop. Simon Vivarelli, Brayton Allen, Jacob Brennan and Jake Hayes as the backup keeper. As we'll roll on through to the Olympia Warriors lineup. Kenneth Birkinson there, that's been a pretty interesting salad himself there. We'll go through the Warriors lineup now. It's Cole McDonald, Lucas Hill, Jordan Scott, John Ladich, Burns, Warren Oswadawu. Good to see him back in the starting lineup, gradually getting himself fitter and fitter, and earning a spot in the starting lineup tonight. Number 8, Paul Stevens. Doesn't look like he's rocking the usual amount of knee tape that we usually see him with. That's hopefully a good sign as well. He might turn around and prove me wrong soon. Number 9, Jack Ryan. And the striker, the chef, Ryan Cook, who's been playing, drifting further and further back as the season goes on. Normally a winger, also played a bit of fullback. It'll be interesting to see where he lines up. Bay Kurtz, another one of the imports we have here in NPL Taz, and Jake Thompson rounding out that starting lineup. Stratos Plomaridis looking very focused on the job at hand. On the bench, Mark, the business Ortman, Jake Vandermeer, another one coming back from injury. Austin Yost, who we've seen on the bench a fair bit this season, Challenge League player, under-20 statewide cup as well, we've seen him. And the backup keeper, Darby Randall, or Randy Darble, as we like to call him up here, that slice of cheese. And that Warriors lineup, they have had some injury concerns, but it's been relatively consistent throughout the year. They've sort of had the same 8 or 9 players playing, and then the other 2 to 3 spots, usually a fullback position and a wing position, have often rotated through. But the real difference, I believe, for the Warriors this year compared to others is that their centre midfield 3 has pretty much stayed the same all season, and after 18 rounds, that is quite an effort. Nick Burns, well, we always say when he's fit, he's one of the best players in the state, and luckily this year he has been at full fitness, getting John Ladich over as well to add some experience. And then, well, my hero from last night, Jordan Scott, as well, playing a great role as well. And that's where I think this game is going to be won or lost. Sort of midfield trios, Burns, Ladich and Scott versus Downs, Steele and Gutierrez Jr. We'll assume that's what it is unless they throw a surprise on me. That's where I think this is going to be won or lost. Bit of handshake difficulty going on there. It's always hard whether to know to go the straight handshake or the kind of newfangled side handshake. As we get ready for kickoff. Do fancy the Lions here. It's been a day of upsets in the NPL Taz. Obviously, Riverside getting the 0-0 draw over South Hobart. And it's rare enough in this competition to have a 0-0 draw and then it to be between the 8th place side against 3rd and our FFA Cup representatives. It is some performance indeed. Let's quickly go through the other results, although Stratos looks like he's done his count and is about ready to go. Obviously, Launceston City up 4-0 against Clarence for the moment. And we're nearly ready here in the Lions' den. Stratos Warriors gets us underway. Kingborough kicking off some of the downhill area towards Kingston itself. Olympia going towards the clubhouse end. Scott. And Ryan. And it's Mearns. A challenge there from Douse. Ratio can't quite get a toe in. Jack Turner, always a willing runner up top. Probably still more of an attacking mid or a centre mid bombing on, but he's playing that number 9 role expertly well since he's been put there in the last few weeks. One ball down the line will give Cole McDonald his first touch of the match. And he's the mountain. Hooks up and decides to go short. It's Thompson, back to Kurtz. Thompson again seems to be going out towards the wing with Darwood. Thompson called for offside. Here's the postman. Don't quite reset the scoreboard either. Up there, looking at the vision. Not quite too old just yet. He did have a goal after 12 seconds last night, but I think 4 in a minute 20 would be some feat. It's Perkinson. And he leaves it long to the head of Cook, who does look like he's set up at left back here tonight. Chip ball in the Wadawu direction. Kurtz looks like he's moved further forward as well. And they are going to give that a foul. Taken quickly, and that's a real missed opportunity for the Lions. Can't be taking those ones quickly and wasting them like that. As Kurtz similarly wastes the ball. Let's hope we get a bit more. I was hoping the conditions with the less fog last night and the teams would be able to have a bit more crisp passing between each other. Yes, the conditions were interesting last night. The passing wasn't a feature. With a flick on, Stevens. Downs. Turner. Gutierrez Jr. tries to thread it through. Did they get a touch off Cook's shin? Judging by his urgency to knock that out for a throw, I'd say it did.
It's hard ball to see.
John Ladich there marshalling his side. It'll be Gutierrez Jr. Hopefully him and Downs are, one's got a single-digit number, one's got a double-digit. Hopefully that'll help me tonight, unlike earlier in the season. Turner, it's taken off the toe of the Borough player, but Cuthbertson gets it out to Gutierrez. All about going to Downs, elects to go forward towards Steele. Turner, Gutierrez gets the shot off. Well, comfortably held from McDonald. Didn't have a huge amount of pressure there, did the Warriors. We're just letting Borough play it with relative ease at the top of their 18-yard box. Douse. I don't think that's where he was wanting that one to go. Roll out for a goal kick. But a promising, energetic start from the Lions here tonight. Maybe seeing the Knights drop points last night will give them the impetus to get to 5th. Donald, we usually see play out from the back quite a fair bit, particularly at Warrior Park, electing to go along on this occasion. Finds Thompson. Goes to Ladich. Turned over and it's now Turner. Ladich, oh, he's turned it over towards Turner. Jack Turner with the shot rising up and over the bar. Just could not keep it down. Good, the returner. Back down at the Lions' Den for season 2019. Oh, McDonald really playing these goal kicks quite slowly, really. Just noticing his mannerisms just to calm it down. He has got Ryan to aim for slightly taller timber. And that's the direction he goes to. Finds with Darwood. Takes it off the feet of Thompson. Oh, missed clearance there from the Lions. Just about getting out of trouble is Zammit. Thompson to Wadawu. Off Lions track back and it's Steele. Hill under significant pressure. Turner just letting him know he's there on that occasion. Cohen. First touch of the match for the captain. Ladich has set the chef a task. He's got 2 Lions clipping at his heels. And eventually getting a good slide challenge there from Cook. And it's a full out for a throw. It's James Hall doing some good work there on the right side of midfield. Flicked on by Ryan, or Burns I should say, with Darwood. Assume that's gone out of play. Go out by a huge amount. Now back to Perkinson. Zammit. Hopefully Joel Sammit is on the bench to save me the tongue twister of all tongue twisters, as that one's he belong towards Hall. Using his body well is Ladich. Turning and Mearns does what he does best. Skips past two. Lays a pass in. Is Wadawu onside? Turns out he is. Tries the crossfield ball to Cook. Not sure what he was meant to do with that one. It was Kurtz. Wadawu just hopefully looped that one. Fall out for a throw, but again, both sides struggling to keep the ball on the deck for the moment. Yeah, flicked on only as far as Douse. Perkinson finds the head of Turner. Fortunately, just finds a blue shirt. Putting the keeper under pressure, and McDonald just about gets away with that one. And then eventually cleared down the line, earning the applause of his coach. American Perkinson. He's had a fair bit. Hasn't had a whole lot to do so far. Stevens getting his body in the way. Downs, a player who prefers the ball on the deck. It's Ladich. As far as Wadawu. Scott's got good space to run into here. Can he make the most of it? Whole tracking back. There's the long ball intended for Thompson. A long reset through Hill. He's going to appeal for a foul there. I think Kurtz thought second thoughts about that one. Again, it's a similar play to last night's match. Quite scrappy from both sides. We'll see if they can get him behind from the long ball. Cook shielding that one out of play. Perkinson, rocket of a right foot on that occasion. Women's Super League game between these two sides earlier on. Finished a 3-2 victory to the Warriors. After Kingborough 1-0 up at half-time. Maybe exacting some revenge for their Women's Statewide Cup semi-final defeat on this ground. First minute winner. Wadawu over his head. Mearns with the shoulder. Cristiano Ronaldo-esque. Cohen, the two number 7s going at it. Kansos. Can't quite keep it in. Thompson to Mearns. Things past wonders. Nicholas Mearns crosses it off the post from nearly an own goal. Keenan Douse. Well, he swung the left boot at it. And it looked destined for all money to go in the back of the net, and it's clipped the bottom of the post.
Nicholas Mearns crosses it.
Misjudged that one, something shocking.
From nearly an own goal. Keenan Douse.
Knocks it out for a corner. Getting really lucky on that occasion with the Lions. Could have been 1-0 down. Very quickly, it's the corner. Taken low, Scott drives it low, has another chance. Good slide in from Downs. Turner on the charge to counter. That's a poor ball right to the feet of McDonald. He'll knock those ones up all day. Just noticing out there, a little bit of skid on the pitch. It might get a bit dewy. And this time of night, we do often see that games here at Lightwood Park as Hall tries to get on the right foot. Cook has him covered all the way. Ladich. As far as Scott wanted to find Wadawu, they seem to be going to the postman quite a lot here this evening. Not sure if that's by design. I've seen them aim when they've hit a long ball. Aiming for Ryan's head once, maximum twice. Kansos. Mearns turning away. Steele commits the foul, but it looks like the referee's going to take it back from that shirt pull. Lucas Hill giving the all clear to go. Probably could use his height up there from this ensuing free kick. It's going to float Perkinson in no man's land, but just jogs back in time. He thought about coming to claim that, but really sat up towards the top of the 18-yard box. Probably made a wise decision to run back. Such haste. It's Cansos. He's got a fair grab of shirt there, does Thompson. It will eventually be called. We're just seeing if the advantage could be played. Thompson had both hands on Cansos' shirt.
Just one person, thank you.
It was 2 goals last week to Turner and Gutierrez Jr. that gave the Lions the victory. 2 likely targets from this Cansos free kick. Everyone towards the back post, and that's the direction he goes. Turner thought about the volley, the header aimlessly out to Scott, mopping up. He's given that one away cheaply. There's the Englishman, Gutierrez Jr. Whoa, no push in the back. Stratos Blomaritis. Very strong no call there. Thompson. Lead away from Zammit. Thompson takes the throw in quickly, but still read that one like a book. Balls to Mearns. Got Ryan over on the far side, but elects not to go there. Scott thought about the spectacular through ball. Instead, played it short, and it might not have been the best option on that occasion. Oh yeah, 13 minutes gone. This first half. Only the one real unintentional chance at goal so far, thanks to the boot of Keenan Dowse, rifling it into his own post. No clear-cut chances really to speak of. Perkinson in the opposing 18-yard box on the full. Does well to find Cansos down in the infamous Den slope. Zammit finds the feet of Cook. Kurtz. Darwood does well to keep it in as the postman. Plays a searching ball to Mearns. Look at Ladich in all acres of space, but the turnover goes to Steele. I was getting excited about that one. He just turns it over again. Now it's Hill charging forward from centre back. And can't get too much further. Scott holding his spot there. Centre back. Get a great throw delivered to him. Wins the free kick in the end. He had to control it when he's at knee height and a player on his back. Lucas Hill, kind of a theme of the game really, just looks up, shakes his head about twice, puts his hands in the air, wants some options. Again, he'll hoof it long. Dawu just about gets in behind us with Dawu, and it's a crucial clearance there from Zammit. And maybe not. Let's have another look at that one. I thought live. He'd come off the boot. Nick Zammit. It's hard to tell from that different angle, but it did look like Zammit. His foot was aiming in the direction the ball ended up. But the referee down on the sideline there. The Poison Ivy. A better view than me as the throw-ins taken down the line. Cook now battling with Gutierrez Jr. Wins out on this occasion. He's won pretty much every one-on-one battle so far tonight, has the chef. Another ex-South Hobart player out there on the field tonight. Indeed playing for the Warriors. Now Downs. To play the fancy through ball to Turner. It's really been the theme of the night so far. Can the Mountain inspire something here? On ball to Wadawu, flicked on towards Mearns. Ryan waiting in the centre. He just went without it. Did Mearnsy. Downs. Turns the ball over. Ladich with time and space. Went the no-look pass towards Ryan. Cut out on this occasion. And Dowse at halfway. Goes to Turner. Control there from Jack Turner. Cook. Has he left it a bit late there? Yeah, I thought Turner left a little bit in there. He's not terribly happy with the treatment he's receiving. It'll be another set piece in this sort of area. Kingborough really looking to break up the play when the Warriors are in transition, sometimes legally, sometimes with a little too much force. Chef setting this one up like it's a set piece from 20 yards out. In the end, takes it short. Jordan Scott. To Cook. It's better from the Warriors, just trying to spread the play a tad more, and then absolute commentator's curse. Lucas Hill just knocks it straight into the lap of Perkinson again, demonstrating his distribution right to the feet of Kantsos. Turner wins it on this occasion. Oh, Lucas Hill pushing the chest of Turner. And his niggle can sometimes get on the nerves of a few people. Lucas Hill getting a strong talking to on this occasion. The usual exuberant gesticulating there from the mountain. See it both on and off the field from one of Slice of Cheese favourite. Well, actually, Turner has actually left a bit of a hand in there. And, look, there'd be a fair few Zebras players and fans out there wondering if a certain Iggy Jampoli can get a send-off for something like that. What will happen to Turner as we've got some cheese out. One is for Lucas Hill and one for Jack Turner. They both get a slice of cheese. After 18 minutes, I would assume the referee has seen Turner's flailing arm / hand. Only deemed it worthy of a yellow. Probably good, sensible refereeing there from Plomaritas. It hasn't been a particularly malicious game so far. Maybe that might just spark things into life a bit here. Can Kurtz be that spark? Tries to find Ryan. The ball to his feet. Now Thompson gets the return ball and can't quite keep that one in. Young fullback. But yeah, I didn't notice Turner's flailing arm live. Actually going under the skin of the mountain. Where will Perkinson do this one? It looks like it's towards Kantsos. Scott. And falls to Turner. He's got a player on the overlap, but elects not to go there. Maybe he's just running in the complete wrong direction, but Dowse now provides support. Downs getting in the box. Chris Downs, shot, scores! Chris Downs storming forward from midfield. And he's put the Lions 1-0 up. Great initial distribution from the keeper. Turner holding it up well. And then Downs providing that support from midfield. And fires that one into the bottom corner. And the Lions go 1-0 up over the Warriors. As mentioned, it's been a day of upsets in the NPL Taz. Riverside holding South to a draw, and now the Lions hit the lead against the second place Warriors. It's a good ball back to Downs. He's hesitated slightly over the hand of McDonald and in the back of the net. Maybe Turner's moment of instigation there, just fight the side up a tad. They've made them pay with the first real shot in anger after 20 minutes. Can the Warriors respond? It's Cook looking for Mearns. Rolls harmlessly through to the keeper. I'm all about Perkinson wasting 3 seconds of time in the 20th minute mark. In some areas I do not mind. Mike Ty. Stevens to Hall. Can't quite find Gutierrez. The big stalk Cuthbertson. Only fine touch. Cook again wondering where his options are. He's really only got down the line. Does look towards Mearns. Easily turned over. Perkinson with a little pitching wedge. In defence of Cuthbertson, that took a horrific bobble right in front of him. We do expect those sort of passes to be made, but that did jump a good few inches right in front of him. Dawu. Steele sporting the gloves tonight. Kantsos. He sees a wall of blue and then puts it behind Zammit. 1-2 could be on here with Dawu sliding in. He's the one who's ended up on the deck. Cohen went to go with the pass. Cohen's limping when Dawu's on the deck. Mind another one. Stratos looking to appear to indicate that it was an accidental collision. So we'll have a look at Cohen. He's got the ball, but when the player's sliding in, he hasn't raised his boot too much. It's just even if you're an inch over the top, it will collect the player in front. It's going to leave a mark, I think, on Wadawu. He's certainly aiming to pass the ball there, was Cohen. But the postman coming off second best on this occasion. So now the referees have a chat, as well as the Kingborough players and the Warriors players. It's almost like an informal break you get around this mark on a hot day. Certainly not that at Lightwood Park at the moment. Dawu still receiving treatment. He's slow to get up. Be a drop ball. Once Dawu gets to his feet. Let's just hope that is an impact injury and can run it off. He's looking exceptionally ginger at the moment. Here's the postman. It'll be... Oh, it's taken up nearly 2 minutes of time. There's this injury, so we'll see if that gets added on at the end of the first half. We have had the ball kicked into touch by Barra, so deep down the slope. Just really using that home ground knowledge to try and pen the Warriors in. Done well as it goes to Zammit. Now Gutierrez Jr. Stevens clears away. Downs. Tried to thread it through a sea of blue. Now it's Ryan getting his first real sort of target man style touch of the game. 25 minutes in. Hill puts his foot through it. Downs. Steele turns away from always eager Scott. Now Kantsos. He's just going to win the throw-in, I think now. It's come off the back leg of the mountain, or possibly not. No, they've decided to give it to the Warriors. One of those moments. Obviously the view from the camera is better than where we are. Ladich. Steele. Turner. Back to Steele. Good patient build-up play here from the Lions. Cross coming in, near post, Turner over the top. He just peeled off his marker there at Turner. Good run towards the near post. Not far away at all. We see him there running in behind Stevens. He's done what all good strikers do. Start running in behind and then cross in front. And the ball was waiting for him. He'd stolen a yard and he's almost come off his back, if anything. And Kingborough, as well as having the goal, it's probably the other best chance of the game as well. The Warriors, I'll be honest, aren't really playing like a team in second place at the moment. Dawu running away from the scene of the crime there as he potentially collected Zammit there right in the face. I admit I'd slightly turned away, waiting for where the ball was going to go. I'd have a look at that at the next outage as Gutierrez Jr. goes for a run. He'll Thompson out for a throw. Look at Dawo's attempt at keeping it in play. Well, it's actually a stray arm as well. Whacked him right in the snout. There's Wadawu. He's back to live play, and Stevens comfortably collect and sprayed out to Ryan, who's really dropping deeper and deeper into this arc as the game wears on. Just wants to get a touch on the ball, really. Sladic leaves it for Cook. Ryan with the turnover steals. He really got Turner ahead of him, and he's trying to get between Thompson and Hill. Thompson does well just to keep it in play, but that was Jack Ryan doing some defensive work there. Been unsighted in this game so far. It's McDonald eventually decides to go to the mountain. Thompson. To Mearns. Saw him in the first 5 to 10 minutes, Mearnsy. We haven't seen a lot of him lately. That's a good ball out to Kurtz. Olympia Warriors players waiting. It's towards the top of the box where Mearns went the acrobatic effort. He was in a good pocket of space. It was Nick Mearns. Just couldn't quite keep it down. Could have either gone back to Thompson, or Ryan was also waiting at the back post. No one low for Olympia, making a run. With a direct run, I guess you'd call it. And genuine pace, trying to get in behind that Lions defence. Plenty of players back. Zammit has been cleared to come back. Checking for any blood, both Ivan and the central referee having a check. Now the Lions going to attack. Thompson's clearance is charged down by Turner. Now to Ryan. Now to Ladic. Heavy touch gives Gutierrez a sniff, and then he slips over his back foot. Also has a chop there at Scott. I don't blame Jordan Scott there for asking what's that all about. It's the greatest looking challenge I've seen. There from Gutierrez Jr. Gets away with the talking to. And it's Douse. Throw in, taking the hole. Ladic tracking back. Now Scott plays the direct ball once again, but you know what, Cuthbertson and Cohen, they're more than capable of shutting those balls out all night long. You have to think of something a little more different here, the Warriors, and this might be the opportunity. It's Mearns against Douse. Safety first from the fullback. Ticking into 30 minutes gone. And that is the Lions 1-0 up over second place Olympia FC Warriors. Those up in watching up in Devonport, and their other fans will be very happy with this one as Kurtz. And he's giving Jack Ryan an apology, and Jack Ryan is not accepting it and giving back in equal measure. He's cutting a frustrated figure at the moment. There's the striker. And to be fair, this game has been played on Kingborouggh's terms, really. They haven't had too many threats at their goal so far. Mearns. Gutierrez steals it away. Cohen looks up and knocks a good ball to Douse. Challenging on his Keenan Douse, tries to get past Cook. Scott coming to be second defender. The ball's still in play. He wanted to win the throw-in. Not on this occasion with Dawu. Turns his opponent well. Steele coming back, tries not to commit a yellow. Cuthbertson. He's going straight through with Dawu. We'll get a slice of cheese. I do think he got the ball. It's just a question of whether he got Watawu first before the ball, or whether that's a harsh one. He seemed shocked at the decision initially. It was Stork. On replay. I'd say he's got the ball there. Yeah, it seems a harsh one. Yeah, on Cuthbertson. He'll have to try to find line for the rest of the game, but it looked like the ball well first. Maybe a set piece. Let's bring the Warriors into life. We've seen how good Jordan Scott is over the dead ball. 2, 4, 6 players up for the Warriors. And Scott delivers a high one, but that is right down the chest of Perkinson. Steele. Well, he knew where he was running, and he got there eventually. Battling away with Kurtz, who slides in. Good challenge. The two Americans going at it. Kansos, hand up in the air at the back post. From Hall, and that's the direction he goes, but Cook's just taken it off his toe. Peeled off nicely at Hall. Downs. Shank clearance from Hill. He'll probably find touch. Just running down the hill. Old Clark getting some encouragement to his side. Kansos. It's the cross in. It's no avail, and down the lap of McDonald. Interesting on the side. Really wanting to play a strong possession game this evening. Zammit to Darwood. Now Kurtz lets go of Mearns. He wanted to hit that with the outside of the foot rather than the instep. And that's pretty much all what the Warriors have done tonight. Just those slightly miscued off-target shots. Perkinson takes the goal kick to Turner. Right to his feet. Headed clear by Thompson, only as far as Gutierrez Jr. Zammit goes the return ball. Gutierrez wants the 1-2 with Turner. Doesn't quite get the return ball. Intention there from the Lions. Nothing too sophisticated. As the game up at Buckby Land Rover Park has recently finished. Launceston City running out 4-0 winners over Clarence. It's also 4-0 at half-time, so not sure if they just meandered through the second half or not. Kurtz. Gutierrez, good flick there from Turner. Sets in cancel, so it's only the chef coming back. Jordan Scott's collapsed in a heap in the D. So I was looking at the chef as that incident happened. Oh, he's actually been falconed. I completely missed that on the initial kick there from Cook. I thought that was just an effective clearance. He's got Scott right in the scone. Yeah, don't mind if we want to rock and roll that replay. And Cook right on the temple area as well of Scott. It's I'll leave a mark. Friendly fire being dished out by the Warriors. Sure, he'll be right to recover, or right to continue, I should say. So 10 minutes left in this first half. Lions really comfortable with a 1-goal lead, but they haven't been certainly not under the cosh either. Cross comes in. Matic tracking back. Cuthbertson back to the keeper. Now Douse. Racing as far as Stevens. Matic Scott has returned to the field, and I'm not really sure what that was, to be honest. Player is down. I was enjoying Kenneth Perkins' skills there for a moment. The game's just coming to a standstill. Confusion abound, and eventually the referee will go and have a chat to his assistant ref. Stevens. He has copped a little late one as well, and was there enough elbow in that for Turner to be in warranting a second yellow? And he's already on a cheese. He's come in from the blind side. It's late. I'll tell you what, Pomeritas has got the tomato out. And Jack Turner has been sent off 37 minutes into the match. He's side 1-0 up, and he is done for the night. 2 incidents involving the arm, and that has seen the returner return to the dressing room. Well, what does this do? The Lions' chances here tonight managed to build themselves a lead. And there's now words with the referee as well. Not happy with that decision. He's just standing, hovering over the advertising hoarding on the far side. Cook comes across, but it's just silliness, really. I mean, to leave the arms flailing on twice, and Stratos is struggling to get him off the pitch. Reminds me of Melbourne Victory, Central Coast Mariners, where Graham Arnold got sent to the stand and had to walk the entire way around Aurora Stadium, as it was known then. New choice words as well being dished out. Turner has been sent off. Frankly, just confusion going on here. They're standing like statues. I think some players might just be at risk of getting cold soon. There's 2 balls on the field. Well, sloppiness of the highest order. Scott is now over talking to the assistant referee. He's nowhere near the line. Frankly, I got no idea what's going on. Now the ball's been given back to Kingborough. So, at the end of all that, pedantry of the highest order, but what we can resolve is that Jack Turner has been sent off, and there he is, still making his way around the ground. And now we're going to have a free kick back here. What on earth is going on? They just kicked it back to the keeper for no apparent reason. Well, if this is the rate it's going, there should be 5 minutes of added time here between Wadawu's injury and sending off. Eventually, we might play some football soon. There we go. We are back. Oh, I didn't set a stopwatch for that one. Stevens. Can they make the man advantage count? Ryan dropping deeper and deeper, as we've mentioned, to get a touch on the ball. Thompson to Ryan. I reckon they're going to stay pretty compact here, the Lions, and try to get through to half-time. Steele bustling his way through the middle of the park. Gutierrez Jr. Out to Hall. He's got 2 streaming forward. It's Cansos. He's just the slope is going to beat him on this occasion. And 2, it'll be interesting to see. You can't really play without a striker at all. I mean, I guess you can, but it would certainly leave the defence under no pressure. You might see Gutierrez Jr. play further forward, potentially Downs as well, but I'd probably fancy the slightly more physical body of Gutierrez if I was wanting to run out the half. Zammit. As far as Thompson. Clears it into touch. Cansos. Working in very tight confines. Actually comes up with it. That was the winger. And he's kicked that out of play. No way in the world as Bay Kurtz touched that one. Interesting to see what the Warriors do as well. You don't want to get caught on the counter as well before half-time. I want to hold possession a bit more. Probably play a little more like we see them play at home at Warrior Park. A bit more of this. And stretch the field a tad more. It's a good ball down the line towards Mearns, but Cowan wanted that to have a bit more sauce on it. Actually knocks it out of play. 3.5 minutes of time left, plus whatever they decide to make a stoppage time. I don't think we've got the board or the fourth official here today, so I'd guess 5, but who knows what it might be. It's Thompson to Kurtz. This is a little more what we're used to from the Warriors. Stevens. Ryan with a heavy touch, lets in Gutierrez. Gets past one, he's slipped on the ground, and Stevens knocks it out of play. He's going to give it to the Warriors on this occasion as the referee. To Thompson. Set a bit behind him, and he goes back to Klein. Oh, he's trying to thread the needle there, and Kansos knew exactly what he was doing. Now Scott with Darwood. Ladich, this is better. Will they go to the far side? They do. For Cook, who chips one in towards the back post. It's just got a bit on it. Falls to Mearns. Cleared by Cowan. Ladich thought about hitting it on the volley, which we know he likes to do from that range. Still don't think that goal for its impact, the first one of the season, has quite been beat yet. There's been some very, very strong candidates. And it's still one that's sticking in the memory from John O'Ladich. Love another one of them tonight. There's Thompson, goes in the right direction, and Cowan, he's jumped as high in the air as he could, and it's gone over his head. Almost likely to roll through to the keeper. Perkinson taking note that steal a few more seconds before whacking it towards Kansos. There's the aerial duel, which is not something we're used to saying a whole lot about Phil Kansos. More of the pacey winger variety. Able to rise high, but did concede the goal kick. Now, Kurtz. Oh, it's a late challenge from Gutierrez Jr. Advantage has been paid. Kurtz looks up. Ladich asking for option short. There's base to run into if he wants it. Wants the 1-2 with Mearns. Likes to go towards the back post. Thompson pushing on, heads it back in. Cowan high in the air, but offside has been given. Not much movement on that Kingborough bench. I think they just want to get to half-time. Perkinson. It's plenty of hang time on this one. And it away towards Mearns. Good touch towards Scott. Volleys it in the Wadawi direction. Perkinson's going to come out. He works that one into Lightwood Park too. It won't quite take as long to get back as some of those balls did at KG5 last night, but time-consuming nonetheless. Dawi wanting a bit more sense of urgency from his side. Thompson will eventually run forward to take. Gets a return from Scott. Time to cross. There's Thompson. Low driving cross cleared from Cowan. Gutierrez hit that back into the danger area. Steele gets a few more metres. Ladich on the left foot. John Ladich scuffs that one, to say the least. And that has really been a tale of the Warriors here in this first half. Getting to that area where you can get half chances. The accuracy hasn't been great. On the side in second place, as we mentioned, they can go within 2 points of Devonport with a victory here tonight. Does not look likely at the moment as Perkinson leaves this one towards Gutierrez Jr. His flick-ons are going to be terribly effective. If that's how they want to play at this moment. He needs to try and keep him still for a minute and wait for his teammates to join him. Vladic. Again, urging options. Steele takes it off the toe of Scott. Kansos wants to use his pace, and Nick Zammit will provide some as well on the overlap. Can play the return ball if he wants to. It's just going to stay in and hold. Zammit whacks it into the shoulder of Kurtz, and it all falls to Nord eventually as McDonald. Well, the assistant referee had already started running up the field, and the rest of us started looking that way as well. These 47 minutes. Predicting it'll go to 50. It might be a little shorter than that. As Gutierrez just dallies on it a tad and allows Hill to get his positioning right. Lucas Hill feeds forward. We've seen him all game wrestling with Cowan. With the throw in is Hill. I don't know if he wanted to throw in or the foul. It was a boisterous appeal nonetheless from the Mountain. Scott to Wadawu. Has he stayed onside Mearns? Yes, he has. Want to get on that right. Probably a better call there from Cody. He's given away side netting Wadawu. Oh, I thought that was just going to trickle into the arms of Perkinson. Cowan's clearance wasn't the greatest. And there's a real nothing ball. There from Mearns. Right to the feet of Wadawu. Good power. But it hits the side netting. Normally consider that one a sighter if it happens in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but deep into stoppage time, and it's probably the Warriors' best chance of the match. It was Cook. Goes to Ryan. Warriors probably was the last chance to get the ball forward. Thompson. Scott looks up and spies the run at the far post of Ryan, and that's the direction he goes. Gets good purchase on it. And just wide on the striker. It's his first real look in. And it's great vision from Scott to see him on the other side of the field. In behind Dowse. Didn't see too much movement there despite Dowse's protests. I thought Ryan just got on the blind side. Mearns coming to congratulate him. That's what they need to do more of in the second half, the Warriors. Scott to Ryan combination has worked really well so far this season. And that will be half time. 4 minutes they elected to play. And it is the Kingborough Lions ahead over the second place, the Olympia FC Warriors. They want to keep their title hopes alive. They've really got to turn this match around, and it is in their favour. Jack Turner sent off in the 37th minute for a second yellow. 2 yellows to deal with stray arms, as we'll call it. But his side are 1-0 ahead and have a lead to contend with. The Lions at home at the Den. They have a very good record down here, and will they keep that up in the second half? We might just run through Kingborough's goal thanks to Chris Downs. There's some good build-up play. Turner to Dowse, to Downs. And just hit it low and used that bobbling surface to his advantage, actually. May have just gone over the hand of Kyle McDonald. That was the only goal of the game. Wadawu and Ryan, 2 chances for the Warriors. Another one falling to Turner. And they were probably only the real 4 chances to speak of, as we'll leave you on a half-time break here at Lightwood Park. It's Kingborough Lions 1, Olympia FC Warriors 0. Gutierrez gets the shot off. Well, comfortably held it over towards Turner. Jack Turner with the shot rising and over the bar. Just could not keep it down. A blue shirt. Putting the keeper under pressure. McDonald just about gets away with that one. To Mearns. Kings pass wonders. Nicholas Mearns crosses it off the post from nearly an own goal. Keenan Dowse Could use his height up there from this ensuing free kick. It's going to float Perkinson in no man's land, but just drops back in time. He thought about it to Scott, mopping up. He's given that one away cheaply. There's the Englishman, Gutierrez Jr. Whoa, no push in the back. Stranos Plomaritis. Again, he'll hoof it long. Dawu just about gets in behind us with Dawu, and it's a crucial clearance there from Zama. Wins it on this occasion. Well, Lucas Hill pushing the chest of Turner. And there's Niggle. Can sometimes get on the nerves of a few people there. And he's just running in the complete wrong direction, but Dowse now provides support. Downs getting in the box. Chris Downs, shot, scores! Chris Downs storming forward from midfield. And he's put the Lions 1-0 up. Great initial distribution from the keeper. Turner holding it up well. Sees a wall of blue and then puts it behind Zamet. Two could be on here with Dawu sliding in. He's the one who's ended up on the deck. Cohen steal. Turner. Back to Steele. Impatient build-up play here from the Lions. Cross coming in near post. Turner over the top. He just peeled off. It's probably the other best chance of the game as well. The Warriors, to be honest, aren't really playing like a team in second place at the moment. Dawu running away from the scene of the ball out to Kurtz. Olympia Warriors players waiting. It's towards top of the box where Mearns went the acrobatic effort. Dawu turns his opponent well. Steele coming back, tries not to commit a yellow. Cuthbertson straight through. Well, he knew where he was running, and he got there eventually. Battling away with Kurtz, who slides in. Encouragement to his side. Cancels. It's the cross in. Gutierrez, good flick there from Turner. Sets in, cancels. So it's only the chef coming back. Jordan Scott's collapsed in a heap. The D. As far as Stevens. Matic Scott has returned to the field, and I'm not really sure what that was, to be honest. Player is down. Ken Perkins is Thompson, who's in the right direction, and Cowan, he's jumped as high in the air as he could. Now, Kurtz. Oh, it's a late challenge from Gutierrez Jr. 1-2 with Mearns. Likes to go towards the back post. Thompson pushing on, heads it back in. Cowan high in the air, but he has. Want to get on that right. Probably a better call there from Cowan. He's given away side netting with Dawu. Oh, I thought that was just... Looks up and spies the run at the far post of Ryan, and that's the direction he goes. Gets good purchase on it. And just wide on the striker. It's his first real...
Right, guys, you need to come off now, please.
And we are back at Lightwood Park in the second half, a crucial second half in the NPL Tasmania title race. The Olympia FC Warriors currently down 1-0 to the Kingborough Lions, but at this moment they are one player up, as the Lions have had Jack Turner, the returner, sent off after 2 yellow card offences in the 38th minute. And that could be decisive in the title chase, as we may just quickly have a look at the goal in case any of you missed it. He's just running in the complete wrong direction, but Dowse now between the lines. Dowse with the first time through ball. Downs gets on that right peg, hits it well, aims it low, and eludes the fingertips of Cole McDonald. That's the only goal so far. I imagine the Warriors will be wanting to push on a fair bit in this second half. I expect it to be a bit of a barrage down at the Kingston end as we are underway. Maybe the Lions can steal one on the counter potentially. Just quickly keeping an eye out for any changes for either side. It all seems to be as normal for the moment. There's Ladich getting on the ball. Hill seems to have plonked himself up front, which is an interesting move. Really some tall timber. Maybe just looking to nullify that threat of Cuthbertson and Cohen. Ryan and Hill. Kurtz has dropped into centre-back, maybe not anticipating a huge aerial bombardment in this second half. So tactical tweak, but no changes at the moment. As Gutierrez, Burns going in from behind, that's surely going to be pulled back by the referee. And well, there's a change we've seen. The referee has changed. We have the Poison Ivy in the centre of the park. Strikos Palmeritis. I did see, I glanced at the screen just while having half-time break, that there was a fourth official warming up in front of the Kingborough bench. And maybe that's why. And the Poison Ivy out there in the middle. Obviously an experienced referee, well known to those here in Tasmania. Plenty of experience. And his first job of the half was to award a free kick. And what can one of the maestros in the comp, Chris Downs, do over this one? Goes the Ronaldo style, and that's probably more like when I try a Ronaldo style free kick. Up, over, miles away. I assure you out there, he's a better free kick taken than that if you haven't seen so many Kingborough games. Yeah, often, as well as red cards, as nice as a tomato in the first half, don't often see referee changes either. You hope all is well with Stratos. Scott. He moves one down the line. Dowse. He's with Darwood for company. He wants to shield it out. Vociferous appeals from the Warriors. Really getting in the Poison Ivy's ear early on. So he hasn't had that first half to sort of stamp his authority. Darwood not happy about that at all. given there's a foul. And Kurtz. He uses it long in the mountain direction. Out to Ryan, who's peeled off more of a wing position. It's kind of still playing four at the back. The Warriors, it's very much that sort of Barcelona-esque in Spain, where centre mid drops and Mladic playing the Busquets role, and both fullbacks just bomb on. I think that's what we'll be seeing plenty of, but at the moment, it was Gutierrez, McDonald coming out to clear. Taking a real Valdez type half from him if he's got to do that much sweeping. Douse. Mladic. Now, Kurtz. To Jack Ryan. Dropping deeper and deeper, and it's Scott that's pushing on at the moment. Cuthbertson heads it to himself and does get the second attempt. Ryan moving it up to Adawu, who's got himself space, gets the shot away, but Perkinson had his angles covered. And he's just kept that in, has the postman, coming in from behind Gutierrez, and that was a pretty obvious foul there from the American. No, they're not going to give it a foul. Well, Poison Ivy's doing me no favours in some of his hand movements to start the second half, as now Mearns is on the ball. Out to Scott. Loves to hit it from this range. Jordan Scott, but right down the throat of Perkinson. Already those time-wasting tactics coming in. Did see some of that from Sammy Watman last night as well. Is it clear? Good flick there from Kansos, getting away from Thompson, doing it all himself. There's Kansos, but in the end it's Kurtz that sees it out for a throw. Thank you, Statsman Benjamin Smith. I think it's Alex Root coming on the linesman. Right, Root, something like that. Another one for me to butcher. As Kansos keeps hold of the ball. The two number fours going at it. I think Zammett's going to try and square up to Jordan Scott. And look, there's a bit of a... I mean, Jordan Scott, in his absolute defence there, is doing nothing wrong in the slightest. Zammett gives him two pushes. It's a very deserved slice of cheese. Jordan Scott going to pull his head in. To be completely fair, Zammett's just very happy with the treatment that Jordan Scott dished out there. Cohen coming over as well. And looking, in terms of consistency, it's pretty much exactly what Lucas Hill did in the first half. So a slice of cheese being awarded, and Tempers is fraying a tad out there at the moment. And Poison Ivy's, look, he's seen a lot worse. Those of us who watched the deciding game in the championship last year between the Knights and Beachside of him holding back Benny Whitehall, he's seen a lot more people red hot than Zammett was on that occasion. And that goes to Steele, but the foul has been awarded. Experience work there from Hall, actually. Quite kicking the ball away, just kind of kicking it to Mearns instead. The referee just informing him the free kick's about 40 yards in the other direction. Scott. Thumps clear. So there's McDonald. The Warriors will have plenty of time to do this. Just have one of the centre-backs sit on it and reset and try to pick out a pass. This time they go in the Cook direction, who does manage to keep it in, but no one had made a near-post run. In fact, barely anyone was in the 18-yard box to start with. Only Wadawu was offering short, really. Lucas Hill, we saw him up front a couple of times, certainly last year. Probably something more in the past. Not something we see that often. There's Kansos, bowls over Kurtz. Both players trying to do their respective jobs. Throw-in heave down the line. Ryan, one of the strongest wingers we're likely to see play that position this year. Downs. Can't quite get it to Gutierrez. And again, it's definitely Bay Kurtz just ending up with the ball in that position and able to spray that first pass. And he's chosen well as Mearns goes in behind towards the mountain, up against Cohen. Hill sizes up his option, cuts it back, slipping over as Mearns at the crucial moment. May have been slightly behind him anyway. Now Kingborough can counter. Gutierrez, Steele. There's one over in Hall. Hall tries to go around Sheff. Goes back to Steele. Steele has a shot in the far corner. Cameron Steele. 2-0 to the Lions. Down to 10 men against the second place Warriors. They have it all to do. There's Cameron Steele coming up. A crucial finish, similar to Downs' in the first half as well. And has really set the cat amongst the pigeons here at Lightwood Park. And Cameron Steele, I was commenting in pre-game, he's been under the radar, one of the better players in the state for mine this season. Now bombing up what could be a crucial goal. Not a huge amount of pace, but had the accuracy into the side netting. And there's a sub coming up as well for the Lions. It's a good celebration from Steele as well. It's with Dawu coming off. And just checking out who that is coming on in a moment. It's number 2 in the business, Cortman. Scott moves this one long. Still got time to be a little more cultured, for want of a better word, in their build-up play to the Warriors. They don't quite have to go towards heaving it down the middle. And fair enough putting Hill up there. We mentioned his height isn't going to be terribly necessary in the defence. It will be the chef Ryan Cook to take. Goes towards the near post. Cleared by the goal scorer Steele. Back to Ladich. To Scott. Goes towards the near post. Flicked on, but again, right down the throat of Perkinson. And the ball has come his way. What a shot. It really has been straight to his chest. That fluoro construction workers outfit really being a magnet for the Warriors strikers. Potentially the theory behind it actually working for once. There's Thompson. Space to run into. Probably not going to pressure his fullbacks in that area much as the game continues. Cook to Ryan. Back towards Scott. He's going to hit this. Scott, it's taking a deflection. Out for a corner. He had one intention the whole way, did Jordan Scott. It's that foot of James Hall deflecting it over. It's the ones my futsal goalkeeper hates when I stick the leg out like that. This time it rises high and over as Cook towards the back post. Ryan trying to leap over Cowan. Didn't quite have the accuracy. But that second goal to the Lions, it's been all Warriors since. Got a good jump on that occasion, did Ryan. But not quite ending up the final product. Perkinson again using a good 30 seconds of clock before taking these goal kicks. Downs. Sprays it out to Hall. He's got the business with the new business haircut to beat. Did it once, but not twice. And Ladich to Ryan. Haven't seen a game this year where he's dropped so deep so consistently. There's Jack Ryan. Thompson. And to Cook, who's moved from that fullback role towards wing. And the Dawu replacement. Good flick from Ryan. Finds Hill. Actually cleared away by Zamet. One of the few players on a slice of cheese in the second half. Lucas Hill as well. That's who's on the ball, but Steele trying to win the throw-in. Ends up going to Gutierrez. Downs. Looks like to pick a pass to Chris Downs and finds Steele. A couple options forward. One is Kansos. Seemed like he was just shielding away from Thompson and clips it towards Gutierrez. But Stevens comes across and covers, and can the Warriors break? Ryan. Look to Kurtz. And we're seeing Thompson in plenty of space at that halfway line, but nothing coming from it as yet. Ladic to Cook. Dowse battling away. Jordan Scott. One forward for the Lions at the moment. They are all back in defence, and they do well to concede a corner here. From memory, really, I'm going to say 2 corners in that whole first half. The Warriors have had 3 or 4 already. As we're going to play her down. Looks like Kansos. Just under the hour mark. Back to his feet, but is grudgingly going towards the halfway line. Plenty of time for Scott to size up this corner. Kansos slowly making his way towards the sideline. And it will be Joel Samet coming on, so it was my night of having Samet and Zamet to contend with about to start. Interesting to see if he goes straight into defence, Samet, and there'll be any rejigging, or whether they'll get him to play a defensive winger sort of role. Scott goes towards the near post, falls towards Stevens at the back, knocks it back to Kurtz. Ryan comes off the back of his head, and eventually Cohen and Perkinson communicate well, and it's the keeper who thumps it clear first time. High ball towards Gutierrez. Samet overlapping. And then another slight challenge from behind there from Gutierrez Jr. He's done very well at timing them tonight. Some of them don't look the greatest on paper, but he has got the ball every time. Now, Steele to Cohen. Lions content to keep possession for the moment. Warriors only now starting to press when they get to midfield. It's Hall. Cuthbertson. Ortman unintentionally gives it to Gutierrez. There's the old roller coaster, but too many blue shirts in the way. I thought he was going to put the cheese there. It was Gutierrez Jr. He thought about it. Elected to not grab a hold of Scott's shirt. And Stevens to the business Mark Ortman. With Ladic's conclusion, that's a good ball to Hill. Tries to centre it, but Perkinson has plenty of time to wait and pick up this one. I was just going to say Ortman sort of effectively replaced by Ladic in the starting lineup. We saw him at the base of that midfield trio most of last year, with Scott and Ladic coming in as a bit part player this season, as well as a bit of injury concern as well. There's Dowse. Let's see how open you can get when you've got one less player out there on the wing. But now he's in a wall of blue. He's battling away and throws a cheeky little nutmeg pass through the legs of Mearns. Downs. There's a second crack at it, and tell you what, he's got a player in some space. It's Joel Samet. A bit too much loft on that one. That's where 62 minutes gone. Lions 2-0 up. Whilst they have been in very good form, as I've alluded to, this would be considered an upset. should they hold on? Perkinson using some great experience. He's running it from one end to the other. Well, it's not the prettiest to watch. And some shenanigans I don't mind. Just going to frustrate the Warriors for as long as possible. Takes the goal kick. High and long. Need by Stevens to Waltman. Ladich. Into Thompson. I'm not to say the only one enjoying some of this time-wasting skills, or at least predicting it happening. Ladich. Waltman. He's got 4 waiting over the back. Went for Ryan. It'll fall to Thompson. He's got Hill there as well. Calls for handball only from Jack Ryan. That comes to naught on this occasion. And Steele. Downs. Chris Downs goes to the reverse ball to Samet, and it only took an acrobatic leg from Kurt stopping it. Gutierrez Jr. Really only had Hall to aim for. Now Mearns. Crossfield ball, can't find Ryan. This is where the Lions, a huge amount of pressure come to them. They can try and pick out a pass. Will the sideline elude Hall? It doesn't on this occasion. Wants to get past the business Ortman. Has Dowson support. Biz knew exactly what he was doing there. And just doing his side of throw-in. Ortman. To Ladich. Now to Scott. Good space opening up here for the Warriors. He goes short towards Ryan. Just forward a bit more there. Just as soon as you stop there, you can see the 4 Borough midfielders getting time to reset. As he'll go towards Hill. Hill into the box, tries to cut it back. Well cleared from Cuthbertson. He's out for a corner kick. The Warriors starting to turn the screws a bit here in this second half. Ryan and Hill always the likely targets from the corner. Scott goes towards Ryan, punched clear by Perkinson. Kurtz. Cook. Samet's leaned into Kurtz there. I'm not sure if he got a touch. He certainly didn't. And it will be Kurtz to give the ball back to the keeper. And there's Ryan just making sure it's personally spotted on the goal line. And Perkinson, no excuse for time wasting. He's starting to learn the American keeper's tricks. But he has been doing it since about 37th minute. That one's flicked on by Gutierrez. Samet, Stevens just about working well with McDonald. It's deceptive where that line is sometimes. Pushing it to the edge on that occasion was McDonald. And outside of conceding those 2 goals, he hasn't been overworked by any stretch of the imagination here today. That's a good pass towards Ortman. Cutting it back first time. Left. Oh, Mearns has hit that off his standing leg. Fresh airy from Mearns. Will be cleared as far as Kurtz. So Warriors now need to continue to probe. As the Hill's probably going to get the better of that one. Here's that thing with Ortman. It's noticing that they're not going to bother to collect it. It's almost ended up Gormley Park there. I'm not sure if that is a Kingborough issued ball boy or an Olympia one. Seeing them come into the middle of the field. Usually a slice of cheese for everyone entering the field when they're not meant to. Perkinson rocking the lime green leggings as well underneath, really completing the set here tonight. Ryan looks up and lays it back to Stevens. Really got to push on to the Warriors and Kingborough will let Stevens and Kurtz have the ball there all day long. This time they aim to spread it and then cross it back over the head of the fullback to Mearns. Look away pass there from Mearns, finds Ladich. Good challenge from Downs. Wasn't fooled by the drop of the shoulder. It was a gorgeous pass from Mearns. It's now Samet running at the defence. Gutierrez looks. He was meant for Hall, but he made an inside run on this occasion. Good pace from Hall. The business under some pressure. That was lofted high, long and aimless. Perkinson, he's going to turn himself dizzy here soon if he keeps this up. Again, Ryan pressures the keeper as Olympia are preparing another substitute on the sideline. Kingborough not looking as eager to go back to their bench. Just a reminder, Kingborough have got Brayton Allen, Jacob Brennan, Simon Vivarelli as well as the backup keeper on the bench. The Warriors only brought on Ortman. Also Austin Yost and Jake Vandermeer on the bench. You wouldn't imagine Vandermeer coming on. And there he is. Just defensively, interesting move as Ladich drives one. And it's wide of the mark. He's lit up as he had some space. Perkinson not particularly worried. Maybe going to three at the back potentially. And there is Burrow deciding to make a sub. Thompson coming on. Technically a like-for-like replacement. It'll be interesting to see if Ortman stays at left back. Vandermeer will just bomb on. As that's James Hall coming off for the lines and Brayton Allen coming on. So some fresh legs for the Lions. We saw Hall put in that, really exemplifying how good a shift chasing down-wise we saw him put in a couple of minutes ago. Stevens. As far as the business. Kurtz. Scott. Goes high and long. Perkinson comes out to collect. That move to put Lucas Hill up top. It's not really borne any fruit so far. Only had one good run in the right-hand channel, but hasn't done a lot else up top. So Vandermeer will get his first touch. See Vandermeer coming back from injury as well. Good to see him getting, we hope, at least 20 minutes out there on the park. Hill, no point chasing that one. Cowan. Well, he won't be in any rush to claim the ball. The tactic of moving the goal kick to the opposite side every time. Plenty of people in the NPL Taz who like a bit of the dark arts, and it's not an aggressive form of dark arts. I'm going to say Perkinson, not bad with the goal kicks. And Ryan whacks it in the hand of Allen. Mearns unnecessarily knocking it out of play. Douse just that dewy surface you end up with down at the den on a crisp winter's night. Leaves it towards Allen. Ryan takes the throw quickly, goes to Hill, has Mearns on the overlap, but elected not to go there. All the white shirts around the mountain. Calls for offside, not heeded, play on. 4 Lions players there. No one at the back post. Rolling it for a goal kick, and that really has been the theme of this second half. Goal kick central. I'm glad we're not keeping stats on that one. I feel like Jacob's hands might fall off if we had to keep a goal kick stat. Perkinson. Instructing his plays. Makes it long. Only to the head. Kurtz, now Ryan battling with Cowan, calls for in the back, not given, and eventually it is. from the striker. Surprised I can't hear the cheers of Devonport fans from down here at the moment. I'm very happy with this result, with Kingborough going to go to their bench once again. They're not in a huge rush to take. Just taking their time, and it'll be Nicholas Zammit coming off and Jacob Brennan coming on. Now you'd imagine Zammit would go back to fullback and Brennan would take that wing position. A set of fresh legs for the Lions. Both Brennan and Allen will be required to do plenty of running on those wings in this last 20 minutes. Towards Van der May to get this down the line. Cook. And as far as Cowan, who goes safety first. As we'd like to go back to live play if we can. Scott. Beaten out by Cowan. Again, Lions not going to be in a huge hurry to take this throw. Kurtz is on his back shoulder, so kicks it into touch. Getting the camera out of the way, he's our esteemed photographer. Downs. He's it back, but only as far as Scott. Does fall to Steele. Scorer of Kingborough's second. Potentially winning goal. Now Gutierrez Jr. Jinks onto his right foot. Gutierrez still going. Finally gets it off. Deflects. Shot is shanked from Braden Allen. Well, he's got a smirk on his face now, which you can do when you're 2-0 up. But really, after that great work from Gutierrez at the top of the box, I did think his shot was destined for the corner, particularly how Kingborough been playing here tonight. He actually had time to take a touch if he wanted to. Altman had slipped over. Golden chance goes begging. That really would have sealed it for the Lions. The Warriors, the glimmer of hope. Sure, it'd be better than nothing. But they've really got to go after this win to the Warriors. B. Van der May. On, lead by Cuthbertson. Downs. So Stevens. Mearns, who has seen plenty of the ball in this match, has Nick Mearns. Scott. Advantage paid by the Poison Ivy. A huge amount of advantage, though, goes to the Lions as Hill wins it. Out to Kurtz. What kind of delivery can he put into the feet of Ryan, who lays it off? No one in particular. I think he was expecting Scott to be there. Here's the aforementioned Jordan Scott. Here to Cook. Goes towards the back post, and there is Ryan, cleared off the line by Cowan. Wasn't the most convincing volley that Jack Ryan will ever hit. Eventually ended up on target. It was Cowan coming back. You can see him there on the far side, just peeling off the defence. Cowan, indeed the fullback Samet, had just lost track of him. He's almost shanked it onto his other knee. He thinks it's not going in, and it's Cowan clearing it away. He's back to live play and not getting much from that opportunity. And the Warriors. 14 minutes left to fashion something. Hill, Ryan, probably should have let that run, but lays it back carefully, hits shot off the crossbar. It's the chef, Ryan Cook. A good left foot curling shot. The Warriors were starting to get a sniff, and now they're certainly breathing down the necks of the Lions defence. And it's clipped the top of the crossbar. Maybe the pressure only starting to tell on the Lions defence. Perkinson. Flicked on by Gutierrez. Stevens beaten out by Allen, but eventually gets it back. Oh, he's gone down in a heap as Stevens. That's not a good sign. The They'll play on for the moment, will the Warriors. Perkinson will take a touch, wants to find Douse. And he finds Ortman. And surely they'll have to kick it out soon. The Warriors. It's Ryan. Scott and Ladich to aim for. Gutierrez Jr. blocks it and blocks it again. Can he turn and go? Gutierrez Jr. One willing runner. Falls harmlessly to McDonald. And there'll be a slice of cheese issued for Jack Ryan for a late challenge on the Kingborough Lions player. Just surprised they didn't kick it out for Stevens. I know you want to go for that goal, but more for the offside impact. He's still obviously an active player sitting there, and you'd hate for a player to be on the ground with a non-head injury to cause something like that. He's back to his feet. Just a reminder, we really got Weston Yost at the back. Oh, sorry, on the bench. Maybe just a knee on knee. It's the only sort of impact injury I can think of as the ball swung in, flicked on towards the back post. Save, McDonald. Cuthbertson lurking at the back stick. It's definitely destined for the back of the net as well. McDonald had to get some power on it. Somehow straining his back was Gutierrez. I'll tell you, that's a pretty good save from McDonald. I was just more amazed in the initial instance of how Gutierrez got that on target. But it's now the Lions attacking, looking for a third. No one offering short from this corner. They're going for it towards the back post. Rising high now, Cuthbertson with the volley, falls to Stevens. He might get it back. Gutierrez tries to get on the right. Plays it back to Steele. Blue shirts everywhere, so he sprays it out to Downs. Dinked back in over the head of Cuthbertson. Towards the back post is Cohen. Wants handball. Waved away from the poison ivy. Cohen appealing strongly for that one, but not coming to fruition. Now Ortman. Ignores the run of Scott. Goes back to Ladich. And he's overhit that one towards Kurtz. Relatively simple ball, just slightly mishit. Curious to see if Lions try to run at Stevens. So he's not moving freely still. Cohen makes it to Gutierrez. Back to Steele, now Samet. Space to run into. Tries to get around Kurtz. Gutierrez. Hill. Now Scott. Probably should play it wide and does. Lovely little ball in towards Ryan. It's going to avoid them all. Perkinson knocks it out for a corner. Burns lurking. Cohen's still not happy. Decision from earlier. What can Jordan Scott do? And Scott towards the near post. Cook heads it the chest of Allen, who goes safety first. Scott wanted that to go out of play, but it wasn't happening. It's those sort of passes are just unnecessarily backwards. Takes a little bit of the impetus out of the attack, but they'll build now through Ladich. Scott. Inside ball to Ryan, holding it up well. Dancing is Kurtz, trying to beat Samet. Knocked into the box, cleared by Cuthbertson. Volleyed, deflected, but again at the chest of Perkinson. Seems like his chest is a magnet for the ball tonight. Just about every shot has ended up there. Bring the sigh of relief for that one as Anthony comfortably knocks it back to McDonald. See Joel Samet, the ex-Warriors player. Played against just about everyone out there. Played with everyone out there for the Warriors at some point. Except for probably Scott. Ladich. Stevens. Lucas Hill's now the one dropping back, similar to how Ryan has been all game. There's a good pocket of space out wide if Vladic wants to use it. Vandermeer will use a bit of it. Scott's covering plenty of territory, but Vandermeer chips that to Cohen. Turning back. Hit by Hill. Low drive. Cleared by the Lions. Gutierrez. Now Scott. Skips past one, gets the shot away, but Perkinson, he's got some composure, as Kenneth Perkinson, controlling the ball as it's fired to him. Smooth operator for the American. Vandermeer trying to leave this one go to touch. Passes it to Kurtz. Stevens. Waltman. Not long left now for the Warriors. They need 2 goals in 7 minutes. Away from home. Now, Lions with 10 men. They have been all class in this second half. Defended in a very organised and resolute way as they try to unlock at the far post as Kurtz can't quite keep it in play. Starting to be a few claps and a few grins going on here. Scott, missed that. He's getting himself a slice of cheese. Poison Ivy there thinking Scott's on a yellow already. I mean, it's not a bad assumption. One of the players has been suspended for accumulation so far this year. Very interesting. Just had that red card ready and raring to go. On this occasion, it is Jordan Scott's little slice of cheddar for the evening. I missed what that incident was for, but you could just see Samet and Cohen clapping and smirking, which is usually the sign some of the opposition's done something funny. Perkinson's not in a great hurry, as it looks like the Warriors are pairing that final substitution of Austin Yost. And did not want to handball that one. Waltman. Stevens. Vandermeer looks up and heaves it long down the line where Douse meets the header. Gutierrez controls it, gets past Stevens who's pulled up lane, but Gutierrez still going. He slows the pace down a tad and whacks it off the backside of Vladic, and that'll be a corner to the Lions. 85-25 is when that ball's gone out of play. Anyone who's going to count how many seconds this will waste. You can just see Stevens sliding in. He's gone to get up. Hang on, straight back down. He's eventually, I haven't even retrieved the ball yet. There's no one even in the 6-yard box. Only the goalkeeper at the moment. Eventually they'll pull back. Downs. Low driving ball. It's flicked on at the near post. It does go through to Brennan. He's got Kurtz and Vandermeer for company. He's about to run out of real estate. He got a fair bit of his arm there, did Kurtz, but not enough. McDonald will find Hill. Can the Warriors find the goal they desperately need? Well, that's an unfortunate timing of a slip from the Mountain. So I'm just looking at each other, the Warriors, wondering who's going to chase it down. This occasion it'll be Mearns. And Perkinson uses up all his allotted time. Makes it long towards Gutierrez, who's done a good job at winning some of those headers. Ortman to Hill. Wants to turn his closing number. That's Gutierrez tracking back. Lucas Hill wanting to take it quickly. Oh. Wait to get there. Nominated free kick take it. Jordan Scott over this one. Not that much time left for chances. Just take it short. And I'm not sure what that achieved, but Scott will go towards the back post nonetheless. Cleared away by Cuthbertson. Altman back to McDonald. He's creeping further forward as the game continues. And my heel's dropping back. If they want his tall timber up front, I'll just stick him up there, especially at this stage. Really all or nothing stuff at this moment. Scott to the mountain. To Ladich. Crossfield ball nearly flicked on Scott. Oh, Jordan Scott. This is going to be an interesting last few minutes. He's pulled one back. 2-1 Warriors. Scott popping up at the right moment. Wasn't the greatest cross you've ever seen. As he wants to chat with Jack Ryan. As it stands, it is 2-1. And what a final few minutes we could be in for here. The Warriors throwing everyone forward. They need to get something out of this game. It's Cook, Scott, just getting a bit of free time in the centre of the box. Rifles that one home, but it is 2-1. And game on indeed. Steele. Do well. Try and aim for the corner. And also probably just to get back as well. Pressuring Ortman. Goal scorer Scott. To Cook, who we have a huge amount of in this second half. And Van der May. Ladich. Lovely turn from Mearns. Gets around Salmon. Nick Mearns charging into the box. Across the face of goal, but no one there. Cook knocks it back. Ladich tries the little scoop, and what a save, Perkinson. And to rise high to push that one over the bar. Ladich, intelligent little chip. It was at the keeper, not to his side, and he had to be alert, particularly with that sea of bodies, and it was dipping in. As they take the corner short. Cook wants to find the angle, goes to the top of the box where it's hit high and over the top, but a slice of cheese has been issued for the late challenge. Gutierrez Jr. dropping the slice of cheese for that one on the foul on Ladich. And this is real Jordan Scott type territory in this area. Look at him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 want to have a go at this. I imagine it'll come down to Ladich or Scott. Ladich has given the pat on the head to Scott. What can the Englishman produce? 91st minute. He came up with that huge free kick against South at Darcy Street earlier in the season. Can he weave his magic once again? Let's go. Scott curls one. It's gone in! Jordan Scott, 2 in 3 minutes. Could he have saved the Warriors' title chances? The Lions down to 10 men. And they've held on bravely. But Jordan Scott, with 2 goals in 3 minutes, has made it 2-all. He's been the team's talisman this season. You can see what it means to him. And the Warriors, after a pretty lethargic 80-odd minutes, have somehow got it back to 2-all. It's gone over the head of Dowse. Did it take a deflection? I'm not quite sure. And the keeper, unsighted, Downs puts his head in his hands. And if you told me at the 85th minute this was going to end 2-all, I would not have believed you in the slightest. Absolute scenes down at Lightwood Park. And could they potentially steal a third? It really would be something. Mearns. Chinks past one. Goes to Ryan. Lays it off. Cook nearly getting in. Cuthbertson's tripped by Mearns there. And the free kick will be pulled back. Well. 2-all after leading for the majority of this match. The Lions now just really holding on for a draw. It's Downs. There's Samet onside. He's ended it backwards nonetheless. Can only imagine there'd be 3, maximum 4 minutes of stoppage time if they've Added on some for all the time wasting or a Stevens injury or something like that. There's Ladich. Tries to find the feet of Ryan. Ortman to Scott. Can he pick out a pass? This goes back to Vandermeer. Hill. Drops the step over on Downs and the Mountain charges forward. Out wide to Kurtz. Ryan lofts it back. Hit first time. Deflected. Ryan. Scramble in the box. Cook hits the shot. Deflected as far as Scott. Ortman waiting to receive. That's the overlap to Scott. Goes back to Stevens. Now Kurtz. Lofted ball down the throat. Cleared on the line's defence. Will Ortman keep it in? He does. Scott wants the 1-2 with Mearns. Mearns gets on the right foot. Thought he was shaping to shoot. Ladich tries to play it to Scott. Will they let the corner go? It looks like they will. So it's the Warriors with one last chance to steal the most improbable victory. Given how this game has gone, I'm not sure how much that's on the corner area, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. Scott, back post, header, Hill, off the line! Has he given it? Well, Seeds here. I thought that was cleared off the line. It's a red card for Dowse. He's done it with his hand. He's gone full Suarez and handled the ball on the line. Absolute scenes here at Lightwood Park. It was Hill who was commenting before. Hadn't had much to do in an attacking sense since his move up front. And he's got that on target. It's a long, lonely walk for Keenan Dowse. As we have a look at the replay. Scott towards the mixer. That battle between Cuthbertson and Hill. Hill leaning in. He's put his hand out. He's going for his knee there. Oh, it's gone knee to hand. And look on a look. It's certainly touched his arm. It's come off his right knee. How much he knew about it, it's a bit hard to tell, but when you're on the line like that, if it's going in, he has stopped it with his hand. And it is Jack Ryan to take. Oh, it could be one of the more crucial penalties of the season. Ryan v. Perkinson. Ryan scores! Jack Ryan has won the game for the Warriors, and look what it means to them. 2-0 down in the 88th minute, and the Warriors have pulled this one out of nowhere. And it is 3-2. The last minute penalty to Jack Ryan. Went to the right of the keeper. Perkinson went the right way, but too much power on it from the striker. And Olympia FC Warriors, I am in a state of shock here. I frankly cannot believe they've pulled this one out. Look at that penalty again. He's even slipped when he's taken it as well. That is fate. There can be nothing else. Good celebration as well. One last moment for the Warriors. They've blown it for full time. The Lions are crushed. The Warriors are ecstatic. One of the more extraordinary last 5 to 8 minutes you will see in football. Stevens, well, I don't know what he's doing to Downsy. I'm assuming they're mates there with that. It's a bit harsh in the heat of the moment. The Lions are dejected. The Warriors, 2 goals from Scott. A sealer penalty from Ryan. Dowse sent off as well. Lions down to 9 men. Didn't even think of that with all that was going on. And simply an extraordinary game of football. And you see that it was Downs in the first half getting the Lions on board. It was the score at halftime, 1-0. And obviously had Turner sent off as well. It's the other big moment. And then this second half, a wild second half. Hall back to Steele, who put it in the corner. That was 2-0. And frankly, the game was petering out. The Warriors started to create some good-ish chances around the 70-odd minute mark, but the Lions contained them well, down to 10 men. And a furious last few minutes. It was Scott getting the first. It's only in about the 88th minute. And then, not long after, they somehow get a second. Scott's free kick. And Dowse, he's heading his hands to that one as well. Followed by a handball on the line after this. Just getting a draw would have been a great outcome, given how the game played out for the Warriors. Not content with that. The last meaningful action of the game this corner was. Hill heads it on the knee of Dowse, off his hand. Perkinson picks it up. Poison Ivy then points to the spot. Shows the red card and a slice of tomato to Dowse, and then the pressure on Jack Ryan in this situation. Cooley slots it home. The Warriors, well, they do crawl within 2 points of the Devonport Strikers. A simply extraordinary game of football at the end. Lightwood Park really seen scenes like this. The Lions, you've got to feel a bit heartbroken for them. Down to 10 men for so long. And to be fair, they defended really well. Defended it really, really well, but not quite the full 90. Just to about the 85th. And that is where we'll leave you. NPL football at its finest here at Lightwood Park. It finishes Olympia FC Warriors 3, Kingborough Lions 2.
Stop it.